Hello, I'm Danielle, and this is my Photo Voice project. I chose this first photo because it represents our community here in Butte County. When I told some friends I was going to move to Magalia, one of the first things my coworker said was, "You're going to move up there with all the crackheads." And I was like, "No, it's old people, it's quiet." Well, we were moving around outside the back of the house. My boyfriend lifted up a piece of metal pipe, and this is what we found: a spoon and a syringe. It startled me and it surprised me, but then I thought about it a little bit longer and it really doesn't surprise me. We have such a huge problem with meth in our community that this is just a small piece, and for me to see it so clearly, it was sad. But I thought that it represented our community, and it might be in a bad way that it represents our community, but it is a good representation. A community organizing project that I would suggest for our neighborhood would be a drug education program, possibly. Just something in a preventative measure. We always get to the point where there's drugs, and then we have to fix the problem, but nobody ever tries to solve the problem before there is a problem. I would suggest a drug education program for people who live on the Ridge, and possibly another one for down here in Chico and Oroville. Just Butte County has a problem, and we all know it, but we don't really like to talk about it. So that's my suggestion. I thought that this photo was a bit sad, so I picked a nice happy one. I do live in Magalia now, but Chico was my community for so long, and I spend a lot of time downtown. And this is a photo of the new downtown plaza, and it's got this nice little rainbow. And it's a happier representation of what happens in this community. And while we do have a drug problem in the area, we also have a beautiful park that we can all enjoy together as a community.
I'm Tiffany Hughes, and this is one of the pictures I picked. This is from Paradise, where I live, and I picked this photo because I think it shows some of the housing that is there, which is a little on the dilapidated side and could use some facelift. A lot of the population up there is older and can't maintain their house as they would like to. So I picked this photo because I think that would really be a good community outreach project to offer help and assistance to make these homes more livable so that they don't have to live in a shed. And then I picked this one because this is the new children's playground that they have there. And I picked this because I felt like it was really an asset to the community, as you can see from how many children are using it. So this is actually located by their nature trail that goes all the way up to Magalia. So I felt that this was probably a good example of providing something that everybody in the community can use.
My name is Heather. This is my Photo Voice project. My community is in Redding, California, and these are the pictures that I have to share. This first photo is a picture of one of the apartments in my apartment complex, and as you can see here, there's a baby playing with an empty Keystone light box, and you can kind of tell the mother is standing there in the doorway, and she was smoking at the time. I was just kind of wandering around snapping pictures and saw her baby playing with the beer. Thought it was kind of hilarious, and so I decided to snap the picture. At first thinking that she wouldn't really want me to, but then she looked down and gave me a thumbs up, so I was okay. This photo tells me that there are some major problems in my community. The people there are generally welfare moms who don't do much during the day. They stay at home and just collect a check, so there isn't a whole lot of motivation going on. This photo tells me that there's a lack of programs that are available to mothers to better their lives. I would suggest some kind of organization that can help these single moms find an education, find a better way to teach their children how to live, There seems to be a cycle of poverty, and it's not going to end until they're educated. So I think that implementing some sort of educational program would be my first step. This second photo that I'm going to share with you, it's a picture of a wind chime, and this is outside of my apartment probably last semester. I made this wind chime when I was in ceramics class at Shasta College and was going through a lot of personal turmoil at the time, so it really represented me with the peace sign, and it says love, and I spent about 3 weeks making it and hung it outside my apartment so that people who came to see me would kind of know who I was. It was a pretty good representation of me, and it turned up missing around Christmas time, and I was pretty upset about it. I was pretty upset that somebody had violated me and stolen it, and it kind of went along with the neighborhood. My car's been broken into, there's a lot of crime, and so when I finally got over it and had cried my tears and let the fact that it was gone go, I started doing this photo project, and as I was walking around snapping my pictures, I was going to our famous graffiti wall, and I found this on the ground, and as you can see, it's a lot of the pieces of my wind chime, so whoever took it didn't take it for their own pleasure, they took it to destroy it, and that kind of represents the people that are in that neighborhood. They don't really think about anybody but themselves, so